Hi folks, a while ago I asked if anyone would be interested in hearing about the renovation of the van that I bought back in February and have not been able to use, obviously because of lockdown, and a few of you seem to be, so I'm just going to do you a quick before tour for yourselves and for me to see what it's like now, chat through some of the changes I want to make, and then it'll be a good comparison as things move on. So this is her. She's called Mrs. T, and I will show you why in just a second. When I first saw Mrs. T advertised, she had these awesome gold alloys, which at first I wasn't sure about. Was going to get them changed because it also came with a full set of black alloys. But I've decided to keep them, and I've decided that she looks just like Mrs. T from the 18, hence where the name came from. I would like to show you a lovely gleaming van, but as you can see I didn't choose my parking spot very well, and the local BirdLife have decided to crap all over the van, so I've actually got a bucket and a sponge here with me so I can clean her up and make her look a bit more respectable because it's bloody awful. You might also be able to see here, this was where the passenger side wing mirror used to be. And where it was parked was obviously not a very good spot a few weeks ago, and someone very kindly scraped all down the side of the van and knocked the wing mirror off as well. Nice one. So aside from all the bird poop, there's also, I'm not sure if you can see, quite a lot of these stone chips on the bonnet, and there's also some scratches down the side from where the previous owner obviously had a few scrapes. The bonnet's actually covered in these white little chips, so one of the first jobs on the list will be to actually cover these up and fill them in, get some polish on her, and hopefully they'll be much less noticeable and she'll be gleaming. One of the ideas I had to be kind of fairly self-reliant if I'm not on a campsite or somewhere where there's no facilities or the facilities are closed, which is the case at some campsites at the moment, is to use the barn doors at the back to make a bit of a shower facility. So you can have the doors open, have a fitted shower curtain that just like hooks in, so you're totally private. And I've actually already bought a no electricity needed pump action shower. So you just give it a few pumps, fill it with some warm water that you can use as solar heater on the roof of the van, or just heat some water in a kettle and have a quick wash. So it's not quite the luxury of a home shower, but it would certainly get the day's running grime off you, and actually would be really good for the dog as well on winter walks. Okay, in the van through the sladdy doors, as you can see I'm sitting, hopefully you can see that, on the 4 spare wheels that came with the van, so they've got to go somewhere and sell them or store them. This, maybe you can see, the new fridge that I've got to put in. It's just a 2-way fridge, so it'll run on 240 and 12 volts, which I think is probably all I need it for. At the moment there is a leisure battery and an inverter, so it can sort of run off a hookup, but also will run for a short time off the leisure battery as well. There's no solar panel on the roof or anything like that, so that's something to think about for the future. As you can see, it's got some lovely lights so I can see what I'm doing. Colour scheme at the moment is these lovely, sorry, wobbly camera, these lovely blue and white striped curtains. And the bed also matches that. I will just take you over there in a second so you can see. But I think that's all going to change to something a little bit more fitting of Mrs. T's style. So this is the seating and the bed area. So it's got U-shaped seats all round with storage underneath. The leisure battery is actually down under this one I'm sitting on. This table just comes out, and then there's some boards that slot in. The cushions all move around, and then there you've got your bed, and actually it's really comfy. It's just ever so slightly too short, which, considering I'm only about 5'3", I don't know who the previous owner who put it in, it must have been really little, because your feet just ever so slightly hang off the end of the bed, so we need to kind of fix that really. It's fine if you're on your own and you can sleep diagonally, but that's obviously not always the case. I'm just going to spin the camera around. Okay, so as you can see at the front, hopefully you can see that, there's 3 seats, so it's really difficult to get from inside the front of the van straight into the back. You have to climb over, which is really, really awkward, but really you have to get out of the front doors and then come in back through the side doors. So I think it might be better to change the passenger seat just for a single seater, so it can just carry 2 people, which is just generally all I'm going to need it for anyway, which will just make using the van a lot easier. But that's it really. It's pretty basic in here. There's no sink, there's no cooker, there's no shelves, there's no cupboards. There's a big LPG gas tank which is underneath here, underneath these units, and that takes up loads of space, but it's not actually connected to the engine anymore, so that's going to come out. That'll create more space. The fridge can then go back in there, and then I can get a sink and a space for the gas stove and a gas tank underneath, some storage, so it'll be much better with all that in there. And it's got nice tinted windows, just need some curtains because they let in quite a lot of light, and you can see right in at night when the lights are on in here, which isn't ideal. But you know, other than that, she's brilliant. I love her. That's nearly all the bird crap taken off Mrs. T, so she's almost restored to her former glory. So I shall get another video uploaded as soon as I've started to make some changes.